All right, Aftershocks TV. We're back with another cool episode for everybody this Thanksgiving week of 2023. And joining me today, we got the dynamic rap metal duo from Plastic Catastrophe. Yeah, these guys have been busy. 2023 has been a really busy year for you guys, releasing a bunch of singles, including their latest one titled Ready for War. Oh, yeah. Like to welcome to Aftershocks. We got the magnificent, that's what Lord told me, magnificent Matt Acevedo.
That's him.
And of course, we got X-Stuck Mojo frontman, and from the CMS Networks Live and Live with the Lord, the mighty Lord Nelson joins us today. What's up, guys? Thanks for coming on with me. How you guys doing? Happy Thanksgiving. Everything good?
Same to you, man. Oh yeah, yeah. Everything is great. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Come on, man. You know how it is, man. It's we're just in your world, and the rent's kind of nice right now, man. So I'm enjoying it.
All right, awesome, man. Welcome to the world, man. The world of Aftershocks. So, guys, Plastic Catastrophe, as I was saying, you both have been busy releasing singles throughout the year. I think you guys have 6 out so far this year, correct?
I think that's right.
Okay.
I think that's right. Yeah, I think we just put out the 6th. Yeah.
Very cool. So essentially, I mean, really an EP you guys have released little by little here, dripping out throughout the year. And obviously, I believe it's the first music we've heard since the debut full-length Firestarters that came out in 2020, right? So, I mean,
yeah.
Now releasing singles, is this, I mean, it seems to be, like I said, a way a lot of, artists are obviously putting out music these days instead of that traditional album release stuff. And for you guys, I mean, let's just get into why you guys are doing the singles instead of doing either an EP or a follow-up LP. Just kind of talk about how you guys approach releasing these tracks.
Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, anybody that's a musician knows it's a different world nowadays, than it has been. But we put out our album, and we were really happy with it, and it did really well. And we've been writing ever since. And I mean, we've got as many songs as we put out right now. We probably sitting on another album's worth of tunes right now.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So yeah, it's great. It's a beautiful thing. We keep it rolling, and we have a good time. But the single thing, it just kind of seems like the way things are going. It's like I said, it's a different world. It's hard to keep people's attention long enough to listen to a full length album. You know what I mean? So. Mm-hmm. You do it. I think this is the way to go. If something really hits and strikes a nerve with somebody, then maybe they check out an album's worth of stuff. You know what I mean? But you got to get their attention first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it's definitely the way things are going. I mean, like you said, the attention span—that's the key, right? I mean, people listen to an album. All right, what's next? So it's almost like, what's the point of even putting out an album?
Right.
Well, that's a true thing. If I could jump in here also and piggyback on what Matt's saying, I'm trying to think who I talked to. One of the guys I had on the show, and we were talking about it. Like when you release that album, there it is. And going back to what you said, Matt, the attention span is so small. It's so microwavable now. And so it's just like, okay, you've given them all of this. Well, when you release singles, you give them that one and you see how it works out. And then it's just like, okay, next month we'll give you another one. We'll see how you get into that one instead of just shooting our load at one time. Not that we all but you guys understand what I'm saying. But
of course.
It's okay, we're kind of setting you up. And then I think that next year, maybe early next year, Matt and I talk about it, whether we decide to release that of what we have released already. And we'll just maybe package that together and put a couple more with it if it's viable, if it seems like that's a good thing to do. But just like he said, we have so much music and it's nothing. He sends me stuff, I'm on it. It's just love, and we just have such a good working relationship like that. And I can't wait for him to send me music. It's exciting to me when there goes something in the box. There it is. So we'll just continue doing that, and I think it's working well right now. And I think that's the route that so many people are, going right now, because it just makes sense. We just don't want to give them everything, and we got everything to give them, and we are worth the time now. Of course, we're worth the listen. But things have changed. So yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right.
To mention.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Matt. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, not to mention how easy it is for people to release music nowadays. You know, I heard some statistic like 125,000 tunes a day drop. You know what I mean? So it's tough. You know, it's tough to keep people's attention. So if you can every couple of months throw something new out there, like I said, if it's something that strikes a nerve, then maybe they anticipate, wait for the next one or something full length.
Yeah, and it makes sense because it also you could just digest it better that way if you know there's just one, maybe two tracks out. So yeah, absolutely. Well, let's talk about one of those tracks. It came out, I believe, in the spring. Let's get into let's talk about the track right here, which also features some guest vocals on that track as well from Relentless from the Extreme Vets Vengeance, who are right here from the Bay Area, I believe. Correct. So I love this track, man. I mean, I know, and I believe, Lord, you've had some past, I think, experiences, whether it's touring, I believe, with Vengeance and Relentless. So why don't you go ahead and talk a little bit about how this one came together? Because, you know, and musically, it's definitely got a little bit of a classic, you know, Stuck Mojo sort of feel, both vocally and lyrically. So let's talk a little bit about this one.
Well, first of all, Matt is a fan of Stuck Mojo, if I could say that. He
absolutely.
And so, you know, he might have that vibe, but, you know, Matt is he might have just done some of that to, you know, just to help me out, you know, just to give me that little, little boost of, you know, what I came from. But, you know, of course, he's amazing. The reason why I call him Magnificent Matt Acevedo, because he is magnificent to me. But this song, once again, Matt sends me music. Bam, I hear it. I'm just like, oh, wow. So I get to writing on this. And then as I'm listening to it, I'm saying to myself, we could probably use that harder edge on there. I just heard it. And then when I said it to him, he said, yeah, I can hear that also. And so I thought about Relentless. I was like, that's my guy. That's my dude. You know, we're brothers, man. So I was just like, hey, let me hit him up and let's see if he wants to get on this. And so, you know, the lyrics were already written of what we wanted and how we wanted it. And so Matt and I got together and we sent it to Relentless. He got on it. Man, that's it, man. Here we are right here, man. You know, and he did a great job, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
They say I'm close to insane. Goddamn right, you know it. The reason I don't refrain from saying what I fucking mean and meaning what I fucking say. I don't fuck with you lames. The game you play gets frozen. Fuck your trolling for fame. I ain't going for it. Refuse to fall. My life, my call. Push come to shove. I'll end you all. Scoping hard, taking aim. Your weakness soon you'll show it. Won't let you kill my name. I say just what I fucking mean and mean just what I fucking say. No, we are not the same. Ashamed you still don't know this. Fuck you, here comes the pain. I ain't going for it. Refuse to fall. My life, my call. Push come to shove. I'll end you all. No, I'm not home, but I'm right here. Middle ego, but I'm right here. No, I'm not home, but I'm right here. Middle ego, but I'm right here. Heavy on the brain, running with the rain. So hard to maintain. Will to abstain. No pain, no gain. You've all been drained. You bitch and complain. Still fucking your lane. Won't you plug now your drain? Knew damn well you blow it. It's your loss and my gain. I say just what I fucking mean and mean just what I fucking say. Going up against the grain. A change I might hardcore it. Keep it simple and plain. I ain't going for it. Refuse to fall. My life, my call. Push come to shove. I'll end you all. No, I'm not home, but I'm right here. Middle ego, but I'm right here. No, I'm not home, but I'm right here. Middle ego, but I'm right here.
So Matt, I want to, because obviously everybody knows the Lord, everyone knows his background, his past, but maybe not too many people know too much about what you've done in the past and your background in music. But I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, you write some great. I mean, if there's anyone these days who I think knows how to write riffs that really fit not only what Lord's doing, but just in general, that I mean, I like to call it rap metal, and it's always going to be that to me.
Right on.
But obviously, along with Lord's style, I mean, it's just perfect fit. I think you've proven that between obviously the debut record and of course these tracks we've heard this past year. So I mean, like I said, you're a fellow like me, you're native of New York City, man. I know we've talked a bit
Yes.
about you. You're from Brooklyn, great borough of
Yeah.
Brooklyn, of course. Talk about your musical influences, and really just your past as a guitarist who came to play this style of music.
Yeah. So yeah, like you said, I come from New York originally. So my musical background when I was younger, I was a kid. I came from a lot of hip hop first.
Okay.
So and then into some hardcore, and then when it started crossing over, I was really into that. That was really a cool thing for me. But in my age bracket, I mean, like most guitar players my age, Van Halen and Rhodes, and all those players come to mind when getting me started and wanting to point me in that guitar playing direction. I actually came from my first musical instrument. I played bass, and I mean I played orchestral bass. I played stand-up double bass.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was my first venture into music. And from that I started playing electric bass, and then by that time I'm 13, 14 years old and starting to realize that guitar is way cooler, and you get the girls that way. So so I started leaning that way, and I started trying to learn kind of like I said, the Van Halen-y kind of route and that kind of thing, until I had some friends of mine in high school turn me on to the first Metallica record.
Okay.
And that was pretty life-changing. I went from the 80s hair metal thing and that type of stuff to Metallica and Slayer and things like that, and then I got into Pantera and the groove metal thing I really liked. I really liked something that was in the pocket and that kind of thing, and that's kind of where my guitar playing went. Ended up moving to Dallas, Texas. Went to college out here, and was in and out of bands through the late '90s, early 2000s, like tons of people were here. I started, we were in and out of studios doing demos and things like most bands trying to make something happen, and I realized that was what I wanted to do. I wanted to learn that side of things. So I started kind of playing with studio stuff and things like that. But as far as the guitar playing direction, it's a weird mix, man, especially coming from New York with some hardcore and things like that, to coming to Texas and getting everything from the Pantera to the Stevie Ray and things like that. So to say my style is eclectic is that's pretty accurate.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I never really aimed to do anything in particular with guitar. It's just kind of where it takes me, and that's the cool thing about working with Lloyd is we don't try and do anything. You know what I mean? We do what we like to do, what comes out natural, what we dig, and if everybody else digs it, then that's a plus. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, absolutely. Well, that's the thing, and you definitely have, as you just mentioned, man, the groove, and that's something that's obviously, when you think of groove metal, the first thing you think of is Pantera. You think of that Texas swing groove style that meshes so well with metal. And now I just used, before I just mentioned rap metal, and the question, to me, it's not new metal, it's not hip hop metal, it's rap metal. I've always had a pet peeve with me with the term hip hop, just because to me, I mean, hip hop really replaced, from in my opinion, really just it replaced rap for marketing reasons, in that mid to late '90s. Obviously,
I got you.
When rap, it was associated more obviously with that sort of gang-oriented style of the genre. And I think a lot of music business just wanted to kind of like, let's maybe move away from the rap term and let's get over to hip hop. But
Soften it up.
yeah, soften it up, exactly. Just make it a little more, I guess, digestible, a little more commercialized, obviously, for the masses. I want to get your take here on that, on the hip hop label versus rap, as a guy who obviously, vocally uses this style. I mean, what's your take? Because you're, like I said, you're an old school guy. You come from that original rap, in the 80s and early 90s. What's your take on the whole hip hop versus rap label thing, in your opinion?
Well, you're right. Okay, so when we talk about it as rap, but then you guys being from New York, that's really the term hip hop is really a New York thing. And then when you look at KRS-One, when he took it and he brought it to where it was the culture. So now you're talking about graffiti, rapping, DJing, b-boying. So it changed. So it was something more that, made all of us, it was an inclusive thing, and it kind of grabbed us. So now when you're saying, I can hear what you're saying about taking it to another level and softening it up, but I never looked at it like that. I just looked at it, was like, hey, this is hip hop. This is, when he spoke about those things, I was just like, yeah, that is what it is, because that's what we did. I wasn't a great break dancer, but we were definitely trying to break dance. And I knew people that were there, even though I'm in South Carolina, out there bombing, signs and buildings.
Oh, yeah.
So I was just like, wow. So we were immersed in it on our level. So we really understood that. So rap became something like, okay, you're a rapper. You're just a basic type of individual. If you were a hip hop artist, you had lyrics. It was more to it. So that's where we embraced the hip hop. I didn't have a problem with it. I still embrace it. I love hip hop. Sometimes I call it hip rock. That's what I think it is. But that's what I think it is, though. And just like you say, Matt has that groove, and I love what that is. But nah, man, I'm cool with hip hop. I don't have a problem with it. I don't think more people say rap now anyway.
Everything has so many damn labels anymore anyway, right?
That's true. No, you good point. Absolutely. Well, let's get into another track that we got coming up here that you guys just put out, Ready for War, as I was talking about earlier when we started the show here.
Right there, man.
That's right. Look at those guys, man. This is one, as evidenced obviously by the video you guys put out that we're going to play here in a minute as well for everybody. It's a pure rager, man. It's got definitely some of that, Matt, as you talked about, some of that New York hardcore in there. I definitely feel some of that, in this song. Obviously, look at that video with all the moshing going on, man. It's got really that great riffage on this. And Lord, you got, your vocals here remind me of Chuck D and Public Enemy. That's the vibe I hear on this song.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, right. So talk to me about how this one came together, and talk about Ready for War.
Man, go ahead.
It's funny because I pretty much do all the music, right? And it's that's part of the thing that's been really cool about working with the Lord is I give him something that's pretty close to complete as far as music goes, and he kind of just works with it as is. So I leave lyrical content, what everything's about, all that is in his court. I do enough with the music. I just let him do his thing. So when he came back with this one, Ready for War, obviously, the music's already aggressive, but when he came back with what he came back with, I was just like, yeah, man, that's it. That's what this song needs right there.
Well, let me say this. No matter what he sends me, it's going to be whatever the vibe is or whatever I'm feeling, because almost 100% when he sends me music, I immediately start mumbling, start freestyling something when he sends it to me. So I'm just like, okay. And then if it hits me at all right then, which it usually does, I just start writing. I'm on it, and I just like, man, I've got to do it. It's just in me. So when I heard that song, once again, the music was aggressive to me. So everything you hear is just coming from how I feel about the music. I want to flow to the music. I want to ride that rhythm that he has. I want to create melodies if it needs it. Whatever the music gives me, I want to give back to it. That's just what it is. I'm not trying to I don't have any specific thing that I'm thinking of until I hear the music. When I hear the music, then I'm like, here's where I am. And I'm like, you know, prayerfully Matt like what I'm doing here. But yeah, man, our work relationship has been great, and he allows me to be, you know, the freedom to be me. And same thing with him. I want him to send me, you know, the music how he's feeling it. And when it's just a great working relationship, man. And you know, I applaud him for everything he does because he's super talented, man. And you know, I'm okay.
Absolutely, man.
Come on now. You got that backwards. You got that backwards.
But I will say, when you say Chuck D, I listened to Chuck D so much. Public Enemy, when it first came out, I can remember my old roommate way back when he bought that Bum Rush the Show, Yo Bum Rush the Show album. And I was just like, holy catastrophe, man. I mean, my dad gave me this old LTD 72. I'm riding around in it with a power booster in there. And me and my friends, you know, I got the the casket interior in there. You know, we're just driving around with windows down because the AC definitely didn't work, and we're just blasting it as loud as we can. So Chuck D, I was influenced by Chuck D, no doubt, because I loved it. I loved it, even though he always rhymed kind of like offbeat to me, and I've got a flow, but he's just had something special. That was him, and nobody else could do what he does.
Yeah.
Rush the door, ready for war, being on my home things. Rugged and roll, you're rolling on, we don't fuck with phonies. Going for broke, we ain't a joke, ain't nobody on these. Sisters and bros, watching their shows for the one and onlys. More so than telling, screaming and yelling. The whole crowd telling, kicking up your melons. With this music we're selling. As your ears start to listen, what you've been missing is a groove to elevate. Mind, soul, and body, fingers manipulate. Guitar strings that cause and bring pleasure to the party. One time has come, let's have some fun. Two, me and you, running through. Three, feel the freak, just let it be. Four, roll the fucking floor. Rush the door, ready for war, being on my home things. Rugged and raw, you all and all, we don't fuck with phonies. Going for broke, we ain't the joke, and nobody owns things. Sisters and bros, watching their show for the one and only. Come, let's have some fun. Two, me and you running through. Three, feel the freak. To let it be. Four, roll the fucking floor. Five, loud and live. One hell of a six, find your fix, bend the mix. Seven and eight, I'm feeling great. 9 and 10, do it again. One rush the door, ready for war. Me and all my homies. Fucking and roll, you're rolling on. We don't fuck with phonies. Going for broke, we ain't a joke, and nobody owns things.
Yeah, it's just the way he approaches it, you know, just with just a bam in your face type of day. And that's what I hear on this song for you. And what's funny a little bit, you know, is so just lyrically, when I obviously everyone knows you host Alive and Loud, as your signature phrase as goes, it's all love. But
It's all love, baby.
when it comes to your lyrics with both, Plastic Catastrophe and Stuck Mojo, man, it's not all love, man. It's anything but all love, dude. I mean, these tracks, do you sing on whatever? I mean, whatever animosity, frustration, whatever you got that's pent up inside, it comes out on these songs, man. I mean, talk about it, right? Thank you, right, Matt? Exactly. So talk about it. I mean, Lord, as a guy who really, I mean, you are obviously so full of positive energy, man. And obviously, it's just you're a charismatic guy. Everyone loves listening to you. But I just want to talk about your lyric approach, man. When a lot of the songs, not all the songs, but a lot of the songs, you do have, another side of you too. That's not all lovers, like I said, man. Talk about that.
I'm going to say once again, it's still all love, even if it's. I always say this: you either love me or you love to hate me, but it's still all love. And so it's just once again,
it's aggressive love.
It's aggressive love.
Aggressive love. Oh, there you go.
We've seen some aggressive love. We've seen some aggressive love. I'm not saying that I partake in anything like that. But once again, it's the music. Whatever that music is what drives me. That music takes me to wherever I'm going. And so it might be something that I feel like, oh, this is just something just beautiful, man. Even though it's just beautiful. But when that music hits me, I just can't help it. And once again, I just start freestyling immediately, and that vibe is what I go with. That initial thing that I feel is what I'm usually going to go with. Now, sometimes I can go back and I might change things, but usually my process is I go through it and I know that I want to say this word. I want to say this word. I'm kind of meticulous with things like that. So most of the times when I send something to Matt, I've already gone through it 1,000 times of how I think it should be, or how I should say this part right here, or how this part should come in quicker, or how Matt has this going like this. I got to write it just like this, So those are the things, man. I'm just into the music. I dive into that music and I can swim pretty well.
Definitely gets to a moment. I agree with that, with the music, man.
Yeah.
So, I mean, let's get a little background now here on Plastic Catastrophe. I mean, talk about really, how did you guys both initially connect and really start to make music together? Let's get into that. Let's start with
Hey, but that's all Matt. Matt, tell the story, man. Tell the story.
All right. So like I said, it starts with me being a Mojo fan, first of all, from way back, Bones era, all of it, But I just happened to find the Lord on Facebook, and I had the albums with him on it. Super dug that stuff. Thought it was really cool. Well, we became Facebook friends, as people do, and I just, from afar, I kind of started to notice just how approachable he really is. You know what I mean? I mean, his positivity and just his attitude and that kind of thing. Well, by this point, I'm solo here working myself, just creating music and that kind of thing. And I just had this track laying around, and my wife was like, "Send it to him, see if he's interested in it." So I just literally called him on Facebook Messenger, and I was like, "Hey, man, I don't know what your situation is right now or what you're doing musically, but I know you were just doing the lies stuff. You had just put some of that out, and I think the Seb L, you were just working on that stuff too, I believe. But so I sent him a track. And the first one I didn't hear back immediately from him, so I was like, all right, well, maybe he's not interested in it. But my wife just pushed me a little bit, and she was like, send him something else, So I had another track, and I sent it to him, and I was like, hey, this was, I don't know, a few months down the road. I was like, hey, I got this. And meanwhile, on Facebook, we've been casual. Hey, how you doing? That kind of thing, as you do with Facebook. But I sent him the second track, and he hit me back, and he was like, hey, I dig this. Let me see what I can do with it. What are you looking for? And I'm like, you're the Lord. Do your thing. You know what I mean? Whatever you feel, do it. And that was Action. That was the first track off our first album. And it just kind of, we started talking more and more, a little more personally. And, I just told him I'm always making music, you know. Even when I got out of bands, I had to keep making music. It's just, I guess it's just in my DNA. It's something that I have to do, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I told him, I'm like, I'm always making music if you're interested. And he's like, keep sending me stuff. And that's how it started with the first album. You know, I'd send him a track, he'd dig it, work on it, we'd turn it around, I'd, mix it, see if he dug it. And we ended up, before we knew it, that we had an album's worth of stuff. And here we are, almost 4 years later, and we're still doing it.
It's crazy, man. I can't.
Yeah.
Thinking that it's 4 years, and even when you said we released it in 20, and I was just like,
yeah,
man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And once again, he's still sending me music, and I'm still writing to it. And
yeah. Action was, we actually did right at the we were recording Action in December of 19. So that's how long ago it was, and then we had we released everything in 20. But yeah, that's how long we've been working together. Yeah.
Yeah, and it came together so quickly, man. And then called my man for M&O, and he was digging it. He was vibing it. He said he liked it, and I was just like, "Yo, man!" So we did a little deal with him, and now we're looking for bigger and better. We are not that we didn't appreciate everything Alexandria did, because we did, but once again,
Sure.
that's why I talked with you, Matt Harden, about the record label stuff, because we were we just talked about all those kind of things like that. But nah, man,
Sure.
This has been a great journey, man. We're both on these surfboards. Call us big kahunas. We're riding these like it's nothing to us, man. We're just doing what we do, man. And I am so thankful for Matt for coming to me and in a sense, not saving me, but keeping me afloat, because I always write and I always I love music. But it was something about his music that was just special to me, and it just seemed like we just gelled together so well. And so I'm just thankful and grateful for every single second of that young man right there, man. I'm happy. I'm smiling all, I might not, you see me smile on the outside, on the inside, man, I'm doing flips, man. I'm a gymnast, man. I'm real good.
Oh man. Well, with you guys, with the recording and writing process, as you were saying, man, obviously you do your thing, you lay down all the music and send it to Laura and let him do his own thing. I mean, is there any, is that really just the basic, the formula? I mean, is there any times, let's put it this way. How do you know, because you write so well to fit what Laura does. I think like you said, I really do think it is. You guys really do make such a great tandem. I mean, how do you know sort of what to write to fit what Laura does? Or is it the opposite? Laura, do you just know? Because is there any times where it's like, you send something back and say, hey, maybe I need one extra, bar here on this, or one extra. Talk a little bit about that.
Sure.
When you guys do maybe have to mix things up or fix things up a bit.
Yeah, man. Like I said, we kind of work a lot of times with just kind of with what's there. But yeah, there's been a time or two for sure where Lloyd's gone, hey, can you add another 4 bars here, or can you take this 4 bars from this section and put it, before this pre-chorus or whatever. And oh yeah, for sure. Whatever he's feeling, whatever he's comfortable with, for sure. Yeah, we've had to make some changes and work on things a little bit, but I say work. It's so easy to do. You know what I mean? It really, it's almost mindless at this point. And we just kind of do what we do. But yeah, like I said, that's about as far as it goes. And as far as writing for the Lord, I would say I don't really do that, but honestly, at this point, after as much music as we've done together, I'm sure I anticipate kind of what, even subconsciously, kind of what he does, and vice versa, you know what I mean? So I think that after a while of working with the same musician, you kind of get a feel for it. At least a little bit. So yeah, it's definitely a comfortable thing for sure.
Now I want to big him up even more, man, because I'm going to be honest with you. He sends me things, and just like he said, it's probably already there. It might have been, as he said, maybe twice that I said something about maybe I want this here or this there. But here's the deal. when I went back and listened to it some more, or he listened to it some more, I was just like, no. I was listening to that when I was, I had my AirPods in. I was like, no. That's perfect how it is. You don't need to change any of that, because he's almost always on point. And even when he sends me something, I'm like, okay, those vocals probably need to be up a little bit, or this needs to be this, or that guitar right there, he may need to turn up this right there. I don't have to say it, because after he's going to continue to listen, and then he'll send it again. And he was like, hey, man. And I was just like, I knew it. I really didn't have to say anything, because I just take it.
You just let him struggle.
No, not let him struggle. I know that is his first run. And so to give him, he's got to have that freedom to see and hear. And once he gets my vocals, to really grasp it and do what he does. So when sometimes he'll send it back, man, and the vocals, he'll have them a certain way. I was just like, man, that is awesome. So I want him to be him. Feel free, man, because there's no, set thing that we have to do. And so I'm just, once again, thankful and grateful. When he sends me music, I'm telling you, 99.9% of the time, I'm like, okay, let me see what I'm going to do to this. And that's it. And then I'll send it back to him, and then I'll let him do his thing. And it's kind of like Tupac said. He was just like, man, when I get in the studio, I record. And then I let the engineers and all that do what they do. Let them do it to make that song great. And so he's going to make the song great. I always say that I make it a certain way, he takes it to another level. So I just big him up, and I love this guy, man. Oh man, I get emotional. But no, he's just great with that. And I'm not just talking that because we're doing music together. He really has that something special that I have come to trust and come to know very well. And I know that when he sends me something, and even just like he said, subconsciously, maybe we know. I just know he's gonna send me something dope. I know he is, so I don't worry about anything. And even if it's, I can't even really say that. I was going to say, even if it's not dope. No, because they're all dope, because I'm going to make it dope no matter what it is.
There you go.
That's just how I feel. I feel I can do something to any song ever, So, man, it's all love, man. It's all love.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, just to touch on, like, your guys' sound now. I mean, this past September, it marked the 30th anniversary of an iconic rap metal record. And, of course, I'm talking about the Judgment Night soundtrack. Which is a legendary,
great album.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. For that sound, I mean, that's when things really started taking off, because it wasn't even just like it was metal bands on there. You had some just regular rock bands on there, like Pearl Jam and Sonic Youth and Dinosaur Jr. And I mean, but what's interesting is, Matt, like you were saying, you had this need that you got to continue to write and record. And like I said, but in this style of music, like I said, it really, like I said, it was big back in the 90s. We're definitely seeing now a resurgence of it, sort of a nostalgic resurgence of it, like we tend to see most genres do after being away for a few decades.
Right.
It's right back in again. So, I mean, what, I guess, triggered or just, I guess, whatever it was that made, I mean, you could have contacted any vocalist, right, with your music. What was it that chose Lord, especially at a time, like I said, really, when you guys obviously started doing this 4 years ago? I mean, did you just start maybe listening to that sound again? I mean, what made you choose, Lord, someone who's Lord's approach rather than a traditional, say, rock or metal vocalist to coincide with your music?
I always loved whatever you want to call it, rap metal. I love that crossover of just heavy music with a really good lyricist, good flow and that kind of thing. So I've always liked that. And not that I was specifically looking for that, but I mean, even, my bands early on, I kind of liked that sound. And, that was back when Limp Bizkit took off and but even before that, Rage Against the Machine and things like that. I really thought that when it was groundbreaking, it was groundbreaking. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, I've always dug that type of stuff, and I like all kinds of music. I'm like Lord. I mean, I like all kinds of music. I play all kinds of music, This is just what fits with us, what works between the two of us. Now, I think it was just kind of a Kit Kat moment that, you know, we were talking and I had this music that just at the time seemed like it would fit, you know, his style of flow if he were interested in it. And so, like I said, once he picked up on Action, that went so smooth and so effortlessly. Not to mention, listen, you know, I can't, you know, Lords with a band that toured around the world. You know, I wasn't in a band that toured around the world. So this was awesome for me to be making music with Lord Nelson of Stuck Mojo. I mean, you know, I won't take anything away from that fact. It was really a cool thing to be able to do, you know. Mm-hmm. But then as we got to know each other and had so much in common and so the same type of people with the same type of headspace and the same type of goals. And like I said, the music just comes so easy. You know, we're not trying to shoehorn or force. I mean, like it is seeing a resurgence with this type of stuff that we're doing. But I mean, you know, this isn't top 40 stuff that we're trying to do. I mean, it's not like, oh, we got to hit this while the iron's hot right now, you know, because this is what's hot. That's not what's happening. I mean, this is just the music we like to make, and it's what works between the two of us, you know.
Yeah. And we can do anything. And if he needed me to sing those high, I can do all that.
Oh, I know you can, man. I know you can. And we're going to get into that in a second. And I want to actually bring up here another single that you guys have put out. Oh, baby.
Ooh, baby.
A little bit of that yourself, right? Now, Lord, this video, man. I mean, we see, you know, we see you do a lot of reels, you know, with Live and Loud from your car. I mean, you're right here in this video, man. I mean, talk about, what is Old Baby about? Tell us the lyrical, you know, as inspiration for this track right here.
It's the music. Ooh, baby, you love those riffs, don't you? It's all about Matt once again. You love that bass, don't you? You love those drums. It's all about him, and that's the way I feel about it. Like, ooh, baby, this shit is so hot. So when I heard it, that's what it drove me to. I was like, ooh, baby, you love those riffs, don't you? And just the melody, it just hit me. Once again, he sent it to me, and Matt usually sends me something around about 11 p.m. my time. It just seems to be that way. So sometimes I'm just like, yeah, usually bam, and there it is. I was like, dear God, that Matt is something else, man. It's just really about what Matt does. And when I said those riffs, that bass, those drums, because he is my Prince, you know. Pause. Let me say that correctly. Like Prince Rogers Nelson. I know you guys know what I'm saying.
Yes.
He's like Prince, and so he does all those things. And I'm just the singing part of it. I'm just and he vocally can get busy too. But I'm just the bigger part of that. But this song is just really about, you know, just him and his music, man. And when you hear it, you got to say like, "Ooh, baby, man, this is so good. This is just so love." So I love that song. I love all our songs.
And this was the first track. This was the first track we did after the first album. So this is the first thing I sent him after we finished the Firestarter.
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, yeah, Lord, I mean, that's the thing about your vocal approach, man, is like, you know, like a lot of great vocalists do. You play to the song, and a lot of times your vocals are just like an extra instrument in there too.
Right. Thank you.
You know, and I think, and is that something that's also a way that you kind of approach, you know?
Yeah, it's just what I know. I guess I've never tried to do this. I just want to ride that rhythm, that melody, or whatever I hear. I love his melodies. And you know, I'm a bootleg Luther Vandross. I can't sing, but when I do, you know, there's just certain things that I want to do, and I know that I feel good when I hear it, and it takes me to a certain place. Not all music can take you places. When Matt sends me music, it takes me to another place. I'm just, you know, whether it's an out of body experience, it's just I feel it so much, and I just can't wait to write to it. And then sometimes, I'm telling you, if it's something that just doesn't hit me immediately, or I'll have like the chorus at first and I'm just like, I am not leaving. I am not going to stop until I get this. And it may be just a little part or a word or a phrase that I have to get that leads me to the rest of the song. And I'm just like, I've got to get it. And I'm just like, I've got to run it this way. It's got to be this way. No, I got to say this. I got to, I just got to run it that way. And so I'm really, I'm hard on myself about stuff like that. But nah, man, that song is all about this young man right here and his playing and what he does. And I probably have never told him that, but that's definitely what it is, you know.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So, guys, Plastic Catastrophe. What I mean, like I said, you got 6 songs you put out in 2023. Like Matt, as you mentioned before, you got about a whole album's worth now of songs.
Yeah.
Now, are these songs now completed, or are they just songs you've got that you're ready to send off to Lord? I mean, fill us in what you guys got now coming up for the future here in 2024.
I mean, right now we've probably got, I'd say, written and recorded, we've probably got another, I don't know, 15 songs that nobody's heard yet, something like that. And they're all recorded. They're kind of demoed out in rough mix.
Okay.
So as we get to something, we get past something that we just released, then we talk about kind of what we want to do next. I start working on the mix, polishing up the best that I can, but getting it to sound as pro as I can, and we just kind of go from there.
Okay. Now, do you select? I mean, like you said, you've put these 6 singles out, and you've got all these songs now. Are you like saving some of the ones that you're like, we want to keep this for maybe like an album release, or maybe if you get signed to a label? I mean, that's the other thing too. What's the approach now? I mean, is it just going to be, like you said, you're looking for bigger and better? I think you mentioned before. Is that, are you looking for a label? Do you want to release an album, or are you comfortable and sort of confident and just content, I should say, with just putting out a single, maybe one single every month or two, and doing it that way, putting up a video? I mean, talk about maybe what you could see or what you'd like to see for the band, coming up in the next year.
Before you answer that, Matt, I want to jump in here and answer this. Let me say this.
Go ahead.
I would like to get out there again for this young man right here. I would like him to really get out there and see all the stuff that I've seen and enjoy. And I know he's enjoyed some of that, but I would like to get out there and really tour with him and do some things.
Okay.
And of course, the music has changed so much as far as labels, and you own the labels, so you know how it is. Especially about them spending money and doing what they do, and they want you to be this or that already before they come in.
Absolutely.
And so, I understand all that. We're having a good time doing what we're doing. Of course, we'd like to see bigger returns here or there, and there's probably some more stuff that we can do, but I know that we are really dedicated to the craft and what each other brings to the table. And I'm just with him, and I just want him I just want to be there with him and be on the biggest stages and enjoy all of that. And so he can really see that and be like, ah, damn, this shit is crazy as hell. Because some of it is crazy as hell, but I just know that his approach and my approach and the way that we look at things, and we're so alike in so many ways. And I just know that we'll have a good time together. I can see it just being smooth sailing, because I'm about smooth sailing, And, hey man, I want to, if I'm going to ride a wave with somebody, I want to ride that wave with him, and that's just real talk.
That's awesome, man.
Right on.
Well, that's the thing, is it is difficult. I mean, the cool thing I should say is that these days, just you two by yourself, you could actually go out and play shows together, just as a duo. You know what I mean? We see that a lot, going on these days.
Yeah.
And plenty of bands are doing it.
Yeah.
And it makes more sense because it's obviously the challenges of, like you said, it's not the old days. No, someone's not going to sign you, put a whole bunch of money behind you, put you on tour, yada yada yada, right?
Right.
So I mean, sometimes it's like it doesn't even, is it even, necessary or whatever to play live? You know what I mean? Because I mean, not a lot of people are going out and seeing live shows.
They're not.
It's like
That's
some mega band, So you want to waste a lot of your money and time and effort to play in front of 20 people, even though that's still cool. It's still, to pull, it's a hassle, obviously, living in different states and so forth.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that is the challenge. But at the same time, I'm sure what you want to do more than anything is just at least get your music heard by more people.
Right.
And it is, like I said, but the saturated music market, I mean, like you said, it's just really difficult to do. But I mean, this music you guys are doing, though, is so good.
Thank you.
It's almost sort of like,
thanks, man.
It is sort of, in a way, not to say disappointing, almost not criminal, but it's unfortunate that, yes, it can't get out there to as many people, but it's something obviously that we're trying to do here on the show, or just in general trying to get more people to hear what Plastic Catastrophe brings, because you guys do bring it as good as any of this style of music. It's as good as I've heard, that's out here today.
Thank you.
It really is, and we'd like to do as much as we can here on Aftershocks and the CMS Network to do that for you guys. Now, before we end here, once again, I want to thank you guys both for coming on. There is one last song I want our audience here to check out, of course, and it definitely shows Lord getting into more of his Luther Vandross type of thing, if you want to say there, is the song Matt's Guitar.
Oh,
All
man.
Yeah.
This is a great track, man. Matt's Guitar. You got to tell me. Obviously, I'm assuming Lorna again. You probably heard Matt's Guitar on this track and said, "That's it. I got to write a song about Matt's Guitar." So I just write the lyrics to it. So go ahead and talk about this track. I know from both the lyrically, I guess, and musical, standpoint here about Matt's Guitar. Let's go.
Man, I'm gonna let you go ahead first, and then I'll talk about the lyrics. You talk about the music. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, this one is a little bit different. I got a bass 6, which is like a 6-string guitar that's tuned down a whole octave.
Okay.
So I wanted to do something with just something really low, and that's what this is. So I just kind of had this riff kicking around, and I sent it over to him. Like ended up, a riff turns into a song, and next thing you know, I've got all the instruments done and all that, and I send it to him. And he turns it around with this stuff, which was great. I thought it came together really well. I think it sounds really cool. When he told me he wanted to release it as a single, I was blown away. I was like, really? This is the one you want to release as a single? Are you sure? So yeah, Lord, you talk about the lyrics, man.
Once again, honestly, so I hear it, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And just the way he he broke it down as I'm listening to the song. And once again, I'm hearing his guitar playing through this whole song. That's what I'm hearing. I'm vibing on it. I just think about how many times I would always tell Rich, like, man, I'm listening to you, man. That allows me to go here or there. I said, even sometimes more than I'm listening to the drum beat or the bass, I'm listening to where you are, which cues me in. So I'm just hearing this great guitar playing. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, man. And so once again, melodies, that's how it starts. And then I was like, then I just started singing it. And then I was just like, man. And then I'm you know what? A lot of times, there's probably only been a couple of times that it's taken me longer than, I don't know, an hour or two to write it. And, say I'm doing something, but I'm fully immersed in it. I'm in it. When he sends it, I start swimming in it. And so this song right here, man, I got on it, and it just came just so easily, like most of them do. It just came so easily, and I was just like, man. And then the thing is, man, I don't know if you remember, we had let guy manager of Ignition and a few other people, Keith Netto, and Keith who's from New York also. Keith heard this song, right, and he was just like, hey, man, that song right there is. I was like, I know. I said, I know. This is an amazing song. I know. And so it's just the vibe of it. It's just Matt doing his thing. And as much as I can give him props and big him up for what he does and what he has brought to my life and my world and my talents matched with his talents, it's just been a beautiful thing, man. And I just wanted to really, Ooh Baby's about him also. But this right here, I wanted to be, it's Matt's Guitar. That's why I said that's what I call it, because it's about your playing, man.
I'm humbled.
I love it. I love it. So it's a fantastic song, and I'm glad that you hear that also, man. It's just great, man.
It is. It's a great song. Like I said, these 6 tracks you put out, every single one of them is solid. And like I said, I can't wait to hear more singles, more whatever you guys are doing in the future. Keep it up. Like I said, you guys make such a great tandem, a great duo. And
thank you, man.
I just want to hear more and more, man. Keep it up. But before we go, one last thing, guys, just go ahead and let the listeners and the viewers know where they should keep up with you guys and go. Best place for them to go and check out the singles.
Go ahead, Lord.
See, he's saying me, right? So we're on Instagram, Plastic Catastrophe. We're also on Plastic Catastrophe with Lord Nelson, and also on YouTube, and also on Facebook. We have a separate thing for that. So listen, if people go out there and they follow and they interact, I am a big person that's I'm already a big guy, but I'm saying I'm gonna interact with people. I've always been that guy. Even when I've been on tour, I've always interacted with the people. I just thought it was very important. And I love to have conversation with people, whether it's negative or positive. And because if you say something negative, I'm gonna flip it to a positive, being like, you don't have to listen to us anyway. It's not really bothering me. You know, no, but you know, I'm never like that. But you know, mentally, I'm just like, I'm a pretty strong guy when it comes to what we're doing. I'm confident in our music, and so they can go out there and find us on. Once again, I'm Lords and Legends on Instagram. Anything that I'm doing with our music wise, I'm putting it on all my other platforms also. So yeah, man, we're
and
there.
out on all platforms. Spotify, Apple. Yes. All that stuff too.
Oh, we're everywhere.
Go and check us out. Yeah,
the music's there, man. The music's there, and may I say, man, just seriously, I know we are brothers with this. We say podcast, but on our magnificent shows that we have, and I just want to thank you for allowing us to come on your show and spend some time with you, because I think that everybody's time is very priceless, and the fact that you would give us some of your priceless time to have this conversation with us to, highlight our music is an amazing thing. And we, if I can speak for both of us, we really, really thank you so very much, man.
Definitely.
Well, thank you guys both for coming on. Like I said, if music wasn't good, I don't know if you'd be on here. Let's put it that way. But music is great. Nah, I'm joking.
No, I mean,
I'm not going to promote anything that sucks.
No,
put it that way, right?
Thank you for keeping it real. And the thing is that you having the label that you had, so I have the utmost respect for you giving that feedback, because you've heard it. In fact, I was just telling one of the guys I was interviewing, I was just like, having a conversation with, I was just like, yeah, man, Matt Hartnett, man, he likes that thrash metal and stuff like that too, man. You gotta check, so I was just like, I just remember our conversations. So nah, man, we just thank you, man. It's a good thing, man. Thank you for hearing it and believing it, and thanks to Chris and Joshua Toomey and for allowing me to have the platform to get up here with you guys to meet you once again through music and things like that, man. There's nothing better than music, man. I'm telling you, music is my drug. People don't understand. I'm a straight edge dude, but music is my drug of choice. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Once again, everybody, Plastic Catastrophe, check out the latest track, Ready for War, streaming now. And of course, be sure to check out the rest of the singles that the band's put out in 2023, as well as the great debut record, The Firestarters. So check that out as well. Once again, magnificent Matt Acevedo, Lord Nelson, thank you both for coming on Aftershocks. We'll see everyone next time.
Thanks for having us, Matt. Take care, man.